Hello, everybody. Today we are back again with Arjen Pasma for part 5 about Hahnemann's life and wanderings. Okay, Arjen, thank you.
Now, yeah, part 5 of Hahnemann's life and wanderings. And the, you remember that in June, in October or November 34, Melanie entered the house. And after a while, Melanie said, just leave Germany, go to France, to Paris, because people will love you there, and you can work there, you can do anything you like. So we go to see some things in the last period in Paris, 1835, 1843. Hahnemann departed with his young wife for France on the 7th of June, 1835. And the journey from Ceuta to Paris was completed in short daily stretches. Short. I think it's 100 kilometers a day. From Leipzig, where I think they started there. They started in Ceuta, but first part is from Ceuta, then from Ceuta to Leipzig, from Leipzig to Paris. I don't know, but it's 600-700 kilometers. So when you do it you have to do 50 kilometers a day at least in a shaking couch. On June 21st, the pair arrived in Paris. First, let me show you a plan of Paris. This is not whole Paris, but this is the inner city of Paris. And I gave arrows for the places which are interested. Rue des Saint-Père, Rue Madame, Rue de Milan, Cimetière de Montmartre, and here Cimetière de Père Lachaise. This is the sequence where he goes. This is the river Seine in the middle of Paris. Of course, you have to do it in the best way to travel in Paris is by underground, by subway. And some parts you can also do just walking. Let's start here in Rue de Saint-Père. They move into the small apartment of Melanie at number 26 Rue de Saint-Père. Rue means street, Saint-Père, Holy Fathers. So when they're on number 26, this is the house of Melanie. It's her apartment where they made a beginning. This is the whole house. No, it's not the whole house. This is half of the house. This is the entrance of the house, and you can, when you go behind this door, you can go to all these apartments. And the apartment of Melanie must have been on this side, because on this building, we are here now, on this building there you find a plaque where is written something. And there is written, he lived in 1835 after arriving in Paris, Samuel Hahnemann, the founder of homeopathic medicine. So I go back to you see this is the entrance, but the apartment must have been here. And when you turn around, when you are in the same places where I stood by then, and you turn around, you will see this, the opposite of the street. What's this? This is the building of the medical faculty of the University René Descartes in Paris. So it's this is the spot where the French medical doctors are educated. A few weeks later, a more suitable dwelling place was found in the Rue Madame, a little bit more to the south in Paris, Rue Madame. At the corner of Rue Madame, there is a Café Madame. Always in Paris, there are cafes like this. It was a cloudy day that we were there. This is the street, high buildings, 4 apartments high. And there on number 70, this is number 70, there it must have been somewhere. I'm not completely sure if this really is the house, because the style of this house is more like in 1880, something like that. So perhaps this is not the building, but for sure it is the spot.
Maybe it was rebuilt. Yeah.
Is rebuilt, yeah, but
Okay.
by that style of end of the 19th century. In the spring of 1835, the couple removes to a more convenient residence in the north of Paris. Now they go up to the north of Paris, Rue de Milan, number 1, where Hahnemann was practicing, and indeed unauthorized also Melanie. He worked a lot in Paris. He wrote a lot, but his practice was busy. Many famous people came to Paris to be treated by Hahnemann. Melanie uh, assisted him. Slowly she learned how homeopathy was all about, and later on she practiced herself. After Hahnemann passed away, she practiced herself. And she was authorized by the American homeopath. Only many years after the death of Hahnemann, she received the authorization to practice homeopathy from American homeopath. The French homeopath did not want to do it because she was no medical doctor. And the Americans thought, wow, we don't care. We give her the authorization. And she worked until she also was an old lady. Now we are in Rue de Milan. It's in the north of the center, in the north part of the center of Paris. Then there it is. And this is the street, and the building is here on the left side. This is number 1, because you can see it here. He lived in a building like this on this spot. One of the paintings Melanie made of Hahnemann in Paris is this one. It's a friendly face. You see, look at his mouth. You see he has not so many teeth anymore. You will see later on another picture, and you see he's old and no teeth anymore. Like this Hahnemann study could have been in Paris. This is an exhibition by a homeopathic pharmacy in Elburg in the Netherlands, and they made an exhibition, and it could have been something like this in those times. Really, this is a bed. You will see it later again. And it's the style as it was in Paris by that time. With all solemnity, in the 10th of August 1839 was celebrated as the 60th anniversary of Hahnemann's doctorate. That was, he got his doctorate in Erlangen in Germany, where I once was, but I was there on a Saturday and the building was closed. I could not enter. Nice picture, and you see his face. He's a bold man. No hair, only at the backside. And you see his mouth is a little bit in. From 1840 till 1842, he's working on the 6th edition of the Organon, in which he writes about the LM potencies for the first time. Perhaps the LM potencies were already in his head. There's a long story. The German homeopath I think the English homeopath, they gave an overview how Hahnemann made his remedies, and you see he's always changing a little bit to make it better and better and better. And mostly you say the last what you developed, that's the best. But anyway, when you die, you cannot develop anything else. So perhaps that you would say the best thing is the LM potencies. No, the best thing is what suits you, and you, when you work with that in your best way, that's the best for you. In February 1842, the revision and extension of the 6th edition was complete. On the age of 87, he declares in the manuscript, after 18 months I end the manuscript of the 6th edition of the Organon, the most perfect of all. Yes, perhaps that's, but when he would have been 98 or 108 years old, he would have developed something else again. Like we all homeopaths, we keep on developing. The 6th edition remained hidden until the year 1865, and then even by then, not many people knew it. They worked with homeopathy, mostly also in my country, in the first part of the 20th century with low potencies. The big revival of homeopathy in my own country came only when Vitukas arrived. Here you see a picture of 1841. This picture of Hahnemann is a so-called daguerreotype. It's not a real picture, but Mr. Daguerreau, or something like that, he found out that you could make a picture like this, and Hahnemann had to sit still in his chair for many minutes before this picture was ready. And again, you see that he has...
His lips are fallen in, his mouth is fallen in,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
No more teeth.
Anyway, nice. This is, many times he was wearing a coat like this. I read a lot about coats like this, he liked very much. On the 2nd of July, 1843, Samuel Hahnemann died in his house in Paris at the age of 88. This is a picture I have taken in the museum in Keuten, in the castle. And there is that picture on the wall. It's a drawing. Hahnemann is not painted, but someone made a drawing how he was lying in his bed when he passed away. For 9 days, Madame Melanie, as she was called, kept her husband's body at home. The body was embalmed, so she could do that. And then on a rainy morning of July the 11th, he was buried in an old crypt of the Montmartre cemetery, into the same grave where she had already put 2 men who had been associated with her earlier in life. She was taught in arts by Mr. Goyer. And because of that, she thought, okay, Mr. Goyer has already found his grave. Let me also bury my beloved Samuel in the same grave. So on that rainy morning, July the 11th, they walked to Cimetière Montmartre. Later, Melanie was buried next to her husband in Montmartre after her death on the 27th of May, 1878. So she was 78 years old. She worked in the practice in Rue de Milan, number 1, until she reached also this age of 78 years old. She was practicing homeopathy. You see where to go. This is the entrance of Cimetière Montmartre, and I made some impressions. I made some pictures so that you can see how it looked. Hahnemann's grave is not there anymore. Anyway, we want to go there. And when we were there, we also found the grave of Dalida. Buenas noches, mio amor. Sleep well, good night, my love. Hahnemann is not here anymore. On May the 24th, 1898, the body was transferred to Cimetière Père Lachaise. It were the Americans and the Russians who brought money together, and they transferred the body of Samuel and also of Melanie, and they were buried in the same grave, Père Lachaise, where many famous people are buried. It looks like this. It's huge. You can walk there. Many people from Paris, they go there. And now we have found the street on the
Chemin du Dragon.
Yeah, Chemin du Dragon, the street of the dragon, the 19th division. It's huge, but you can find, it's very good organized. When you look for someone, you can find where to walk. And here it is, we are in the street, and this is the monument. On July the 21st, 1900, this monument was revealed. You see it's quite big, huge, flowers. Flowers are always there, and many people are there. Every day, people are coming to visit this grave, this monument. We see some details. This monument has realized by action of the American and Russian homeopath, Dr. Brazil is meant. This is the people who constructed the whole monument. You see Hahnemann Monument. We come a little bit closer. This is a bust made of him, and some presentations before I told you about the Oude Sapere, and I said later on I will mention another one, and the other saying, and that's from Hahnemann himself, is what's written here. It's here just below his bust, and it's here. And now you can read it. Now you can read the non inutilis vixi, which means in English language, I have not lived in vain. Inutilis, useless. It was not useless. It was not useless. It's very nice when you can say such a thing that's very positive. This was not in vain. I think he was hardly aware that so many people enjoyed their dedicated life to homeopathy. On the right side you see some things from Organon. Similia similibus curentur, and then it's written in French language what it's all about. Likes are cured by likes, that's all. On the left side, some works of Hahnemann, his most important works. Fragmenta, etc. This is the repertoire of Hahnemann. It's written himself by hand. Organon, 1810. Materia Medica Pura, 2 volumes. And Chronicles, Illnesses. David d'Angers made this bust in 1837, so it was ready, and later on they put that on his grave. The fundament was made by these people. I took pictures of all, not so very important. Melanie is also buried here. She's not mentioned on the monument, but she is there. And there's only a picture of her. It's put in plastic, covered, laminated, and it's there. There are always flowers on the grave of Samuel and Melanie. Once again, you see the places where it was. I mean, you see it. And now I still wanted to say something about this is where Melanie's apartment was. This is not so very far from the River Seine. You can walk this 200-300 meters, not more. And also here. And there's written that Hahnemann enjoyed Italian ice cream so much. By that time, it was new for Paris that the Italians came and they could make ice cream, and they had small shops here along the beach of the River Seine. And after a day of working, Hahnemann loved it so much to eat Italian ice cream, like we do nowadays still. When he lived in Rue Madame, you can go there in evening walk to the River Seine and just enjoy the ice cream. Now we climb up the tree, the Eiffel Tower. You do it in an elevator, and there you see Paris. It's up till the horizon. Buildings, beautiful. There's another one, and here you see on a hill the church, famous church, Sacré-Cœur, the Holy Heart. Let me tell you which sources we used. Samuel Hahnemann, his life and work, 1 and 2, very detailed information. Easy to read is Samuel Hahnemann by Trevor Cook. Retraces the origins of homeopathy by Carola Scheuren, and she is a lady preserving all things of homeopathy in Torgau. You can find her on internet still today. She sends me messages, I'm on her list, and they are going to preserve the house again. Then Helge Landman, go to Meissen. There is a Hahnemann Center, and Helge Landman is still there, and he knows a lot about Hahnemann's life in Meissen. I told Helge Landman where to find the stone on which is written Sapere Oude. You can find it there. Helge Landman also found all his houses, and he did it on a bicycle in Germany. And a beautiful book, try to find it, is A Homeopathic Love Story by Rima Hentley. And it's very nice to read. And we got information from the internet. Here you see that the copyright is for me and my wife Joyce. That's not true. Just share with everybody. It's just for free. Dear all, I wish you all the best. Enjoy life, enjoy homeopathy, and there's no limit.